So check it out. I already know y'all gonna be mad about this one, but it's just gotta be said. So today we're gonna talk about the 5 bad habits of unsuccessful women. Yes, we're going there. We're going there. So listen, I got a black mama, a black sister, a black daughter, and a Hispanic wife. So I feel like I'm in position to be able to say a few things about women, okay? So stick with me on this one. So I gave the men the top 5 things to think about as they're trying to be successful, right? And so, of course, the guys were like, man, you always hitting us, bro. You ain't saying nothing to the women. So, women, this one for you, okay? Now, this don't mean you can't go tell him to use these as well. All right, so number 1, failure to fail. All right. So what does that mean, right? A lot of times we want to be perfect. We want everything to go perfectly for us. There's a quote I like to use from Carl Jacobi. He's a mathematician. He says, instead of asking how to succeed, ask how to fail, and then avoid those behaviors with religious discipline. All right. Number 2, self-pity. I know. Say ouch. I stepped on them toes a little bit, right? Self-pity is one of the most destructive mental habits a person can develop. Now, what is self-pity? Self-pity is when we think that the world actually cares about our feelings. It just sounds funny even coming out of my mouth. Some people care. Your mom cares, your dad cares, sometimes your siblings care, but for the most part, we're in a dog-eat-dog world. Self-pity is not one of those attributes that you want to take with you and pack up every morning as you go out to face the world. Self-pity is one of those things that will hold you back. It changes absolutely nothing about your circumstances, and it corrodes your ability to actually act. Why? Because you feel like, oh, they're not going to let me, or they're not going to accept me, or it's not going to work out well. Mental health is real. We're in May. And this is Mental Health Month. So I understand that these are real things that people struggle with, but I also understand that you can work through those things. So I'm giving you a checklist. I'm going to give you a secondary checklist. How do we get through those things? For me, it was actually writing out my thoughts and meditating on them. Now, you can't go wrong talking to the big man upstairs, right? But I'm talking about some practical things that you can do from day to day. Write out your thoughts, write out your feelings, express those things, get some mental health help. Most of us work a job where mental health benefits are a part of what you're paying for. So there's absolutely no reason not to take advantage of those. And I'll say for those of you that have children, that's something that you would want to take advantage of for them as well. We started Natalia during COVID. I think she was around 11 years old. We started her seeing a mental health professional during that time because we saw her spiraling down. This was the kid that would get up late at night and go turn on the news and watch all of the dead bodies being pulled out of apartment buildings and all of those kind of things. So we started to see a change in her. So mental health is important. It's almost more important, I would say, than your physical health, because if you feel good inside, then it's going to show up on the outside. All right, number 3. This is the association that people have when they think about the negative parts of everything that's going to happen, right? People often draw the wrong conclusions from past results. So what are we doing? We bag lady, right? We bring in all of the past experiences, all the past relationships, all the past hurts, all of the things that happened bad to us in 1982. We're still dealing with those things today. Now, this is the list for the women, but I'm talking to the men as well, because a lot of times men try and pretend that things don't bother them. As soon as you scratch the surface a little bit, Joe could be crying like Denzel on Glory, But the thing is, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody's feelings. What I'm saying is we have to deal with these things because a lot of us are parents, right? And so we're unnaturally and unknowingly putting those same bad traits and those fears and hates and baggage on our kids and not even realizing it, right? I have a son that's 24 years old. Full transparency, I haven't seen my son in over 10 years. Talked to him, haven't seen him, right? But part of it is because his mother and we messed this dude up, man. I pray to God all the time that he would have some people in his life that would pour into him. But I was 22 years old. His mom was a little older, but we didn't have no business having no baby, man. But we did. We did grown people stuff, and when you do grown people stuff, you get grown people results, right? But I always think about that because his past hurts, me not being there for him, me not necessarily living in the same state for part of his life, and all of the things that he had access to at an early age because I wasn't there. Those are things that he's gonna have to, you know, those are things that he's gonna have to have his baggage, and I'm hoping that he'll get some mental health help before he starts having a family, right? So if you're listening, Ja, go find somebody, go get some mental health, and I love you and I'm here for you. So, all right, number 4, ignoring the checklist, right? And so anytime you create a mental health checklist, it's something that you need to be reviewing often, right? Again, you don't need the whole world to watch your journey on social media. Mental health is a personal thing, and you should be focused on what you personally want to achieve. And that checklist is something that you have to review over and over and over again. Like I mentioned, I started, seeing a mental health professional over, man, it's probably been like 15 years now. But even some of the things that she helped me work through when I was working with her then, I don't see the same mental health professional now. But that checklist is still in my mind. I think about it every day. I think about it when I wake up, and I think about it when I go to sleep. All right, number 5, giving up at the first setback. We're in a generation now that will quit at the drop of a dime. I had a little cousin, so, we own a financial services company. He graduated, and he was like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I was like, bro, just come work with us. We'll help you. You can figure out where you want to go from there, but at least you got some money coming in, right? Now, if you want to be a financial investment strategist, you have to pass the exam, right? So he was studying the material, and this isn't even the real exam, by the way. This is just the practice exam. He took the practice exam, made like a 60, and he was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do this. I'm like, bro, it's not like you made a 10. You only need a 70 to pass. So we just got 5 or 6 more questions that you need to answer correctly, and we can get you over this hump, and then we'll train you on what we need. Do you know this kid quit, literally quit, blocked me, and I haven't talked to him since? Again, he's probably watching this. Hey, you know who you are. I love you, but I ain't going to chase you. You can't give up at the first setback. Like I mentioned before, things are going to happen. That's the way that it's set up. I tell people when we baptize them here at the church, I always say, hey, listen, it's about to get sticky. It's going to get real sticky now, because now the devil knows that you're trying to do good. So all of those things that, make you feel a certain way, all those gates that you had open, he's going to attack them full throttle. And sure enough, people call me all the time like, yo, I don't know if I want to do this, but it's worth it, right? So don't give up at the first setback. Always try and move forward. Learn from your mistakes. Even when I talk about failed businesses, those aren't L's for me. You know what they are? They're lessons. So listen, these are some of the things that we talk about in QP. A lot of times people think we're just a financial services company. Yes, we do that. And we talk about mindset and mental health, right? Because those things are holistic to who you want to become. It's not okay to just have your money right. You got to have your mind right, or else the money will flee. So check us out at qpwealthhub.com. Look at the school account. It's free. And you can have an opportunity to go through some of the modules and see the things that we talk about that are going to help you get your bag right and get your mind right. When y'all come at me, just make sure you got your facts right, okay? Because, I'm going to clap back. I love y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Think and Grow Rich.